Good morning, Tahmina Khan is here in TK Maths S1. In today's video, I will explain to you the concept of arithmetic progression and geometric progression. This topic is a part of the syllabus of A-level mathematics paper P1 and O-level additional mathematics. So the content is same. So before I begin, you can see on the top my website address tkmaths.com and my blog address tkmaths1.blogspot.com. I have put up the link of all my videos I have made so far on both these sites. So let's begin. In this video, I've explained concept with the help of few examples. So let's see. So first of all, according to the CIE syllabus, it's written very small. You don't need to focus on it. I have elaborated all this later on. So we will study what is arithmetic progression and geometric progression, what are the formulas, what are the conditions for convergence, and what is the formula for the sum to infinity. So we will see all this in the slides ahead. So first of all, let's see the difference between sequence and series. Whenever you write any particular pattern of a number, it is called sequence. For example, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now, when we are talking about arithmetic progression or geometric progression, what type of pattern we are talking about, we will see. So sequence is when you write number in particular order, and series is when you add up all the terms of the sequence, then it is called series. For example, if I write here 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9, so it will be called series. Okay. Now let's see arithmetic sequence. So in arithmetic sequence, we will see how to find out any particular term. For example, this is term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, I want to find out the term at 19th place. So what is the formula for that? And how to find out the sum of the few terms. So we will see that, right? So here I have taken this sequence 1, 5, 9, 13. So in arithmetic progression, the sequence has a common difference. This is the main thing about it. So if you do 5 minus 1, 9 minus 5, 13 minus 9, so your answer is what? Same. So that's why you know it is arithmetic progression. So the formula to find out any particular term, for example, this is fourth term, right? First, second, third, fourth. So you can use this formula a plus n minus 1d. So if you want to see, let's see here. A represents the first term in the sequence. So here it is 1. So let's see, I want to find out the fourth term, right? Let me write here 4. So it will be 1 plus, I'm adding up 4 terms, and the difference is 4. So what it will be? 1 plus 3 times 4 is equals to 13. So this is how we got it. So this formula, a plus bracket n minus 1 bracket close d, is to find out any particular term. And the same formula is used to find out the last term. Remember it. Last term as well. Why? If you see here, this is your term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4. So in this series, in this sequence, fourth term is my last term. So the same formula you will use to find it out. We will see in detail little later. So here is the meaning of each letter. A is the first term, n is the number of terms in the sequence. D is a common difference, and Tn, some people write it with capital T, some with a small t, doesn't matter. It's just a notation. So it tells you number of terms in the sequence. For example, here there are 4 terms. Okay, so generally we generate a formula a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d. So if I write here, this is my first term. Sorry, I want to write here t. So this is my first term. This is my second term, third term, fourth term. So if you notice here, this formula which we have seen, if I say fourth term, so what I'm writing here, 4 minus 1 is 3. So I have 3D. If I write here third term, 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So I have a plus 2d. So this is how we have generated a general formula to write down the sequence of the arithmetic progression. So you can note it down a plus d, comma a plus 2d plus 3d. So this is basically to find out any particular term or the last term. Okay, now this formula is for sum of the terms. So for example, I have few terms. I will take an example and show it to you. So I will apply this formula. N will represent how many terms? And remember, this always gives you from starting. You know, it is saying it's from a starting value. So sum you always get from, for example, first term to 8th term, first term to 10th term, first term to 15th term. If you want to get a sum, now you have to use some common sense. For example, if you want to find out the sum of fifth term to 10th term. So what you do, you find out the sum of first term to 10th term, first term to fourth term, and then you subtract to get the sum of fifth to 10th term. So this is how we do, because formula always gives you sum from the beginning, whatever is your first term you take, right? We will see the application of this formula in the example. So here are the three main formula. You can note it down. Sum of the term in the arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression is one which has a common difference. It's written here. Common difference. This is the formula for the last term, or you can say any particular term. Same formula. And exactly same thing, what is written here is here. This is just another way of writing it, right? So sum of the term, you can use this formula. This formula depends what information is given to you. You can derive this from here. You want me to tell you how? Okay, let's see. So let's see this one. If I have n over 2, and then I open the bracket and I write here a plus a plus n minus 1 d, right? What I'm doing here, it is written 2a. I'm writing it separately, a plus a. And this is the formula for the last term. Can you notice? Same, exactly same. This thing and this thing. So in place of this, I'm writing down L. Make sense? So instead of 2a, I have written a plus a. This is as it is. And this thing is equals to last term. So I'm writing L, right? So anyway, this is just a manipulation of the formula. So let's see an example. In this example, you have to find out the sum of the first 50 terms, right? Now the difference is what? 2. So we know D, we know A. So what we will do? We have A, we have D, we have N, because question is saying first 50 terms. It means N is 50. So the formula we have learned, we will just substitute the values in it. N50, A1, N50, D2. So let's see, simple substitution of the formula, and then its manipulation, and then calculation. So this is how you will get the sum of the first 50 terms. This is so small, but this question, let me read it. If you can't read it, let me read it. Sum of the series. Now here, I don't know how many terms are here. Series is 1 plus 3.5 plus 6 plus 8.5. So if I subtract first and second term, or third and second term, so D is my common difference, which is 2.5. Okay, so my common difference is 2.5. I cannot find the sum until, if you see here, I cannot find the sum until I know how many terms are there in this series. So first of all, I have to find out number of terms in this series. Now, if you start counting on finger, it will take too long, right? So what you will do, you will apply the formula for the last term, which is L is equals to A plus N minus 1 D. Now in this formula, I know L, which is 101. I know A, it is 1. I know D, it is 2.5. So I can easily find out N. So my N is 41. No need to read all this extra information. So N is 41. So first of all, I have calculated number of terms. And now I will apply the formula and I can find the sum of the terms. So the formula, it is written here half N A plus L, or you can write here if you want N over 2, 2A plus N minus 1D. So whatever formula, because it's same thing. So you can substitute and you can find the sum of the series here, which is 2091. Now this question is saying an arithmetic progression has 3 as its first term. So A is 3. The sum of the first 8 term is twice the sum of the first 5 terms. Find the common difference. So you see, same question now is being asked, same concept, but with different logics. So this time they are giving you information where you can form an equation. So basically what information you can get here? That sum of 8 term is equals to twice the sum of 5 terms. Yes or no? This is mathematical notation and this is written in words. So I will basically find out S of sum of 8 term and sum of 5 term and substitute in this equation to get D. So now let's see. This is the formula for the sum. I know N. Do I? It is saying first 8 terms. So in this S8, I will write here 8. And D I have to find out. N is 8. And then I will find out S5, sum of the 5th term. So this is how you will get, if you can't read, let me write it bigger. I'm substituting in this formula. The formula is N over 2, 2A plus N minus 1 D. So when I'm finding out sum of 8 term, I will write 8 over 2, right? And then substituting the rest of the values and get this thing. Then for sum of 5 term, in place of N, I'm writing 5. And in place of A, I'm writing 3. N will be 5, right? So now what we are doing, we are putting this thing is equals to 2 times of this thing. You can see here. And now after this, it will form an equation and you can solve it and get the value of D. So I'm giving you a few seconds, or you can pause the video to see, but it is basic algebra here, right? Now, we will see geometric progression. So what we have seen, that in arithmetic progression, the difference between the terms is same, common. In geometric progression, the ratio is same. So if you divide the second term by the first term, for example, AR over A, or AR square over AR, so answer is same, yes or no? So in geometric progression, you see the ratio between the terms and it should come same. Now the formula is AR n minus 1 for the nth term. So I can say that Tn is equals to AR power n minus 1. So you can see this is my first term, second term, third term. So if it is third term, power is 2. If it is fourth term, power is 3. So if it is nth term, power is n minus 1. So power of R is always 1 less, right? So again, in this series, A is your first term, N is the number of terms, and R is the ratio. So you can write down this general series of the geometric progression and this is to find out any particular term. Now this formula is to find out the sum of the series. So if the geometric series is given to you, I will take an example in a while and explain it to you. So you can use this formula and you can find it out. So A bracket 1 minus Rn over 1 minus R. Here I would like to tell you, sometimes people say that you can also use this formula. Now, if I ask you what is the difference between them, can you tell me? You know, you can use this formula in any case, but the thing is, if your R is in this case less than 1, right? If your R is less than 1, then 1 minus that number will give you positive answer and you will work in positive values. But if your R is greater than 1 and you substitute here, then your work will it will be negative value, and then handling of negative value you need to be a little more careful. That's all. So it doesn't matter. To avoid that negative sign, people say when you have R greater than 1, then use this value. It's just because to get overall value here plus, and then working with the positive value, one find himself more comfortable. That's all. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Now let's see this series, geometric series, right? If I do here, for example, minus 4 divided by 8, 2 divided by minus 4, minus 1 divided by 2, what I'm getting? Minus half, right? The question is saying there are 5 terms in the series, find the sum. So we will apply the formula A bracket 1 minus Rn, 1 minus R. So simply substitute the values and you will get the answer, which is 5.5. So in this series, series was given to you and you have to find the sum. And this is ongoing series, but I will just explain to you what is infinite series. Here question is saying find the first 5 terms, right? So that's why for the first 5 terms we have written this formula. For the infinite series there is another formula. I'll just explain you in a while. So when you have finite number of terms in the geometric series, you use this formula. A bracket 1 minus R power n bracket close divided by 1 minus R. And definitely R cannot be 1 because 1 minus 1, 0. Anything divided by 0 is undefined, so we say it doesn't exist for that. Now question is saying how many terms are there in this geometric progression, right? So like we did in arithmetic progression, similarly what we will do, the general formula, which is this ARn minus 1. The same formula is used for the last term and for any particular term, just like in arithmetic progression. So you can say either it is particular term or it is last term. The formula is ARn minus 1. So in this series, you don't know number of terms, but you know the last term, which is 128. So using this formula, you're writing 128. A is your first term, which is 2. R is your ratio. 4 divided by 2, 8 divided by 4. So you're writing your R, and then you are finding out N, right? So you know in this series there are 7 terms. Okay, now this is little different, particularly because of this. Sum of the first n terms in is greater than 20. If it is greater than 20, and it is saying sum of the first n term, right? So the formula you remember was what? You remember? A 1 minus Rn over 1 minus R. So this thing is greater than 20. So let's see here. This is what they are saying, exactly what I said. And the ratio is what? This divided by this divided by this. So ratio is coming 1.1. Okay. So now, if you see here, in this formula, we are substituting values. A is 1, R is 1.1, n we don't know, right? So, and question is saying you have to find n for the term such that your sum is greater than 20. Okay, so condition is here. So that's why we are saying, okay, sum is greater than 20. After that, we are simply calculating algebra. Now, do you remember what do we do here? Now, for that, you need to have a knowledge of logarithm. So we will apply log on both sides. Okay. And then when we will take log on both sides, we will solve it and we will get n is 12, right? Here we have taken ln on both sides. You can take LG also on both sides, whatever you like. So you can write LG 1.1 and greater than LG 3 and then solve it. You will get the same answer. Now this is the formula for the geometric series, infinite geometric series, and it is saying convergence. Now, why the word convergence is here? What is the importance of it? Why not divergence? I'll just explain you. First of all, note down this formula. This formula has been derived from here only, which was 1 minus r power n over 1 minus r. You know how it has been derived from here? Because of this condition. You know, when the number is between -1 and 1, it is a proper fraction, right? So for example, I write any proper fraction. For example, I write 1 over 3. Now, if the series is infinite, right, it means suppose my n is very big. For example, n is 50, right? So if I write here r 1 over 3 power 50, now, if you see here, this number will be very close to 0, right? You can check on the calculator. Let me also check it on the calculator. It is coming, it is coming 1.39 into 10 power minus 24. So you can imagine that answer of this term is 0.0000000 something 1.139. So it means this is going towards 0. So this term can be ignored. So a multiplied by 1 is a and 1 minus r. So this is how we have this equation or this formula for the geometric series in which r is in between this. Now let me tell you why it is saying convergence. I hope you understood this, because if your r is not between this, you cannot get the formula. You see what? This formula I'm talking about for the sum of infinite. Actually, for this, you need to have a knowledge of binomial, which I'm not explaining here. But if you open it by binomial method, you get this series. You see, it's going on and on. Now, I am saying add up all this. Now, if the later terms are close to 0, then their addition does not make any difference, right? So that's why we say in the infinite series, your r has to be this, which means the later terms will be close to 0 and this will not make any difference. So that's why the sum for infinite will be this. Let's see one example. For example, I have this series, right? The ratio, if I see here, what is it? 1 over 3. And a is 81. If I say find the sum of the infinite series, first of all, I will ensure that it is convergence. Convergence means it is going towards what? Very small value, 0 here in this case. So r has to be between this -1 and 1, and it is also written like this. So my condition is satisfied here. 1 over 3 is in between this. So I can apply the formula and find the sum of the infinite series. So it is, the answer is going towards 121.5. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, learn it, please press subscribe button, like button, give your comments, which are source of encouragement, and do share it with your friends, and do suggest if you want any particular explanation. Thank you very much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.